All right, we're back. Overtime. Episode fucking 13. Maybe
I'm not
it's
sure.
14. 13 or 14. Sure, we'll go with that. But this time we're doing Leatherface Texas Chainsaw 3 from 1990, which I think Texas 2 came out in 86, so 4 years after the second one. Uh this one is kind of the first one that sort of just ignores past movies. As we go further along, I think every movie from here on out, before you get to the remakes with R. Lee Ermine or whatever that dude's name is, I think all of them just ignore the other ones. But Texas Chainsaw 3, uh, which I don't think it's a terrible movie, but it's like compared to the other ones, it's so forgettable. Like nothing really stands out. Like it's almost better if it's terrible, terrible, you know? Then it's at least like you remember it better. So I don't know. I'll give it like a fucking 4. Your turn, Tyler.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, as far as like this one, the name of this movie is Leatherface,
It is.
Texas Chainsaw 3 or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Now, for a movie named Leatherface, they had like 17 other fucks in it.
Uh huh.
There were so many people in this movie
Yeah.
that I couldn't tell.
This one had a lot of other people.
And I'll get into something that just annoyed me in a
Okay.
minute, but after the spoilers.
Uh huh.
That being said, I thought it was pretty solid.
Oh yeah.
Like I give it a 6,
Oh, look at you.
but
Little
had the right
six.
mix of family and like pre nonsense, right? Like,
Yeah.
so
There's one thing about the family that I really like that I'll talk about. So, hey, spoiler warning
so little
for.
Cindy.
We'll get in. We got a lot to say about her.
Yeah,
Um, so we'll get into it. Spoiler warning for Texas Chainsaw 3. Everything's getting ruined. So be warned. So,
maybe just spoiled, not ruined, But
no, ruined. All of it. Uh, yeah, so the family in this one, it's the first time like I felt like besides that one instance where homie throws Leatherface's like earphones into the oven, and Leatherface is the only time I've ever seen him like lash out against family, and he like and makes him reach in to get her or whatever
with his good hand, he
with his
was trying to take
yeah.
his hook, and he was like,
Yeah. and but besides that, like the family was super supportive of everybody. They're always like, little Sydney, she got her drawings. And there's that one part where the dude's like, I don't remember even what his name is, but homie's talking to Viggo Mortensen, and he's like Steve or whatever, and the guy's like, God damn it, can't you just call me Tex? And the dude legit is like, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you or whatever. And I was like, oh man. So
it
shout
was
out,
very rude of me not to consider your feelings. Yeah, I was like, what?
yeah,
That was
like
good stuff.
shout out to the family being supportive of each other,
Well,
except
except
for
for the mom was kind of a cunt, right?
the mom, and then the one I don't know his name. I think I called him Alfredo for some reason, but the dude at the gas station, who I'm not quite entirely sure if he's part of the family or not, but because I don't think you ever see him with the family, he's just sort of
That
in the woods.
that's the guy I hate because he's the guy from the gas station in the
Uh
beginning,
huh.
right?
Yeah.
But then you see him in the woods, and he's not wearing the same thing. He's
Yeah.
not talking the same. He's completely different.
Uh huh.
Like he has a weird eye at the gas station. Out there, he's just normal,
Yeah.
like walking through the woods, talking to himself. And they show him 20 minutes after you run into like a random chick
Yeah.
that you don't, just gives dude a lighter, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
So
But man, that dude, that gas station dude has a. He gets knocked out into a lake, and then oh, there's someone's calling the house. And then you don't see him for about 40 minutes, and then he pops up at the end to be like, I'm still alive or whatever. And he comes and pecks on the door, and I had no idea. He goes, knock, knock, and I was like, what did he just say?
It's knock knock time in Lubbock, and I'm back.
And I had to turn on the subtitles, and what he said was, it's knock knock time in Lubbock, and I'm back. So I guess this movie takes place in Lubbock, Texas or something? But
Lubbock, Texas. Yeah, there's an old song by, I don't know if it's Waylon Jennings, but it's like an old country song.
uh-huh.
And it's all about him and his old lady moving back to Lubbock, Texas. There's only two things I love about living. And he's like,
Yeah.
old guitars and big bootied women. Like, that's literally the words.
Yeah. By the way, I said how this movie ignores, because in Texas Chainsaw 2, Leatherface gets blowed up with the papa and stuff, right? In this movie, we get a title crawl in the beginning where they tell you that W.E. Sawyer got the gas chamber and Leatherface is still at large. If you look it up, randomly they changed Drayton Sawyer's name to W.E. Sawyer. So that's supposed to be Drayton got the gas chamber. And Leatherface...
Is that the guy who made the chili?
Yeah, that's the guy we always think's the dad, but it's just like the older brother or whatever.
Yeah.
And so he got the gas chamber, but Leatherface is still at large. So why he has a completely new family now, and why they keep calling him Junior, and, you know, just a whole bunch of questions that intro has left for me.
I mean, Grandpa's the same, so maybe
Yeah.
he just went to stay with his mom. Because the mom isn't in any of them.
Yeah, we never hear about the mom.
So maybe that's what... I mean, you're not going to hear from her again. She got bop bop.
She did. So did Grandpa. His face.
So, like, they show him, and he looks as skeleton as you can be.
Uh-huh.
But then he gets shot, and he starts bleeding. And
Yeah.
you're like, he was alive.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, he was. It was sad.
It was crazy.
Uh-huh.
One big problem with this movie, for me,
Okay.
is that the guy's running, and he steps in a bear trap.
Uh-huh.
He's like, bear trap.
Yeah.
And then they do like a 2-minute of chainsaw Leatherface.
Uh-huh.
Just chainsawing him. And all you hear is this horrible sound.
Yeah.
The lady screaming and running. 30 minutes later, they're like, he's still alive. And he's hanging upside down. Not a mark on him, right?
Yeah.
He has like a dirty shirt. And I'm like, what was that guy doing for 2 minutes?
Yeah. Well, he comes back, and so it's like, maybe this dude, he's gonna save the day after all. Nah, he gets, like, sledgehammered, like, 10 minutes later, and it's like, why didn't y'all just kill him at the first time? Like, which I also have that complaint with our buddy Ken Foray, who is in this movie. Who, this whole movie, he goes around just fucking lighting people up. And he's like the hero of this whole movie. He ends up getting a fight with Leatherface in like this little marsh lake thing. And the whole time the chainsaw that Leatherface has is like going up and down in the background. And we see Kim Foray like get his head and like, you know, they cut away, but you see him like do this and then he goes down under the water. And you're like, oh man, Kim Foray's dead or whatever. And then the girl like hits Leatherface in the head a couple times with a rock, and he like goes under the lake or whatever. Then she's walking home, and the truck pulls up, and she's like, no, but it's Kim Foray, and he's back, and he just has like this little cut. Totally first script, he was supposed to die, and then test audiences really liked him, so they just changed the ending. And the dude who was the director, they didn't tell, like, someone else filmed it. So then he's, like, watching it open at night. And he was like, what the fuck? He's like, why? It's Kim Foray still alive. But anyway, shout out to Ken Foray.
I thought he was really good in this movie.
He was great in this movie, yeah. He was the best part. There you go. That's the end of the podcast. Kim Foray. Yeah, it was weird seeing him younger. Because the only two things we've seen him in so far are the Rob Zombie movie and the other Rob Zombie movie. With, yeah. One day we'll check out Dawn of the Dead that he's in.
So let me ask you a random question.
Okay.
Ties in. To me, it makes no sense that Rob Zombie would make a Halloween movie and not a Leatherface movie.
No, yeah. Just because it's
Well,
so like it has
in
the
his wheelhouse.
family and it's
Chop
like
Top. I
yeah.
mean, the cast of characters that he puts in his movie,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, that is weird that he would go for the silent Michael Myers to do a movie on, not the extravagant like out there family.
because everything that he loves putting in his movies would fit right in.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
we talked about House of a Thousand Corpses, how it's a lot of it's just Texas Chainsaw. But
yeah,
I don't.
like it's
Hey, well, there's always time, Rob Zombie. Go ahead and make a Leatherface movie.
I don't know. Like I said, when I watched this one,
Uh huh.
I thought Rob Zombie,
Yeah.
like with the badass little girl who was like, if you don't stab him, you can't bleed him or whatever.
Yeah. What is she? She stabs the girl with a shiv, and she's like, yakety yacky yak. What does she
Yeah.
say? I wrote it down. Yakety yacky yak, don't talk back, or something like that. I was
Yeah,
like,
it was a
what?
good saying back in the day.
Yeah. Also,
Yakety yak, don't talk
Yeah.
back.
we then learn later on that apparently that's Leatherface's daughter.
Is
So
it his daughter?
it's
Oh yeah,
yeah, because Viggo Mortensen's like, oh, we'll let Junior have a go with you because he does make the sweetest damn kids. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my god. There's a part where,
she was pretty adorable.
yeah, there's a part where Leatherface, it's when he first gets his golden chainsaw or whatever, and he comes around and he points it at the girl's face. And then I swear he does the Texas 2 where he points at her crotch, but they don't show it. And I was like, what? And a lot of this movie got like, if you notice, like a lot of the kills they cut away or whatever. It's supposed to be a lot more
Yeah.
graphic, but the rating people or whatever were like, you gotta cut it. So that's why it's not very. But I wonder if that was in the original, and they were like, no, get this out of here. But
There was a part in this that reminded me of our good friend Bags,
uh-huh,
and it's when the black dude is underneath the truck,
yeah,
and Viggo Mortensen comes with the axe, or whatever,
uh-huh.
and it like zooms in on the girl up in the window, and she's like choppity choppity chop.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
how's Bags not here to see?
Yeah.
It was.
I
I was
watched.
like, what is this?
Yeah. Some movie was on the other day where the guy was using a sickle, and I was like, oh, it's a sickle. But, yeah, I appreciate how. Oh, also, real fast, just a random cameo in the beginning from Stretch from Texas 2 playing like a news reporter, where she's just standing there. Doesn't even say anything. She's just standing there, and it comes up on her, and then she like walks away. And it's like, well, thanks for coming, Stretch. Which once again, it's like, well, is that Stretch? Because she wanted to be a news reporter, that whole Texas 2. So, like I said, it's very, I don't know what's still canon or not.
Can we agree that this was the worst Leatherface mask so far?
No.
What mask do you think was worse?
I think Texas 2 mask was worse.
You're out of your mind.
I think this mask was like, I think this mask is the only one that looks like an actual face. All the other ones are just sort of like hide looking stuff.
I'm gonna break your face.
You're not. Well, then I'll wear this mask around.
So it's.
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
not a good mask, but I don't think it's the worst.
I think he was like the worst Leatherface I've seen so far.
Oh yeah.
I mean, as cheesy as like Mama Leatherface was in the first one. Yeah, isn't the first one the one where he's dressed like a lady half the time?
Yeah.
Like, I dig that about it,
Yeah.
but like I think this was my least
I don't
favorite
know.
Leatherface.
I would agree that this is my least favorite Leatherface, but I would still stand by. I think his mask is better than the Texas 2 guy's mask.
He had weird teeth that looked like they didn't work.
Yeah.
Not like they didn't chew, but like where they black like around the top to where he would just had like a gravity tooth. Like,
Yeah.
just be an orbit in his mouth, and I'm like, you went too far.
Yeah.
So
I
don't know.
He does have my favorite part of the movie, which is him with the little thing, and it's like, what is this? And it's a clown, and he keeps on being like, food, and it doesn't work. And he's like, he like gets pissed. I thought that was good. Shout out
I
to yeah.
It's a see and say is what it's called.
Oh,
And I mean I kind of hated that part.
oh yeah. Wow.
So it just seemed too cheesy, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
but just because he did it like 17 times.
Yeah.
So there's a couple parts in this movie where I was just like, what? Like, they were driving, and it's when they almost hit the black guy. I can't remember his name.
Ken Foray.
I'm just going to say Ken.
Okay.
But they were driving, and they had that like random person on the road who was like,
That was Viggo.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that Viggo, or was it the hook guy?
No, it was Viggo.
Like, it happened so quick. I was like, who was that? I have no clue. How did he not get shot at the gas station? They showed that dude.
That's the thing, is that I'm like, okay, is the guy at the gas station in on it? But then, like, you never see him with the family, so I don't know what the deal is. Also, that scene, you never once see that Kim Foray and the couple are on the same road. It's just that you see separate shots of them on the road, and then Viggo comes out in front of that girl, and then Kim Foray's like, "Oh shit!" and like, and then all of a sudden, Kim Foray's like, "How you guys all right?" And yeah, and then he like gives them pills, and the couple then passes out a little late, and I was like, "Did he drug these people?" Like,
I don't know. Like, it's really weird. Like, yeah, he's like, take this.
Yeah. Them people very trusting, just taking pills from a random person after they've been chased around with a shotgun and stuff.
So I have no clue what gun that guy had, Ken.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Just like an AR-15, like a normal Armalite, whatever.
Yeah.
Or Colt, whatever. He was loading rounds into that thing for at least 20 minutes.
It was a while.
They hold 30.
Yeah.
And then he gets interrupted, and he goes, ah! And he goes running and jumps off.
Yeah.
Later on, he shoots for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. He was carrying the gun around with him when he was in the woods. I thought he was just using it as like a bash weapon. Yeah. I didn't think he'd ever got the ammo. And then he started unloading. All I can think about is he comes around the corner and it's just, and then I started blasting. He just fucking unloads. But yeah, he also has that weird line where the dude's like, "You almost done?" And Kim Foray is like, 20 seconds. And I was like, that was a very specific time you just gave out. But, yeah.
Why didn't you just load 5, pop it in?
Yeah, and like,
and then he goes, all right, better load the rest.
There's also that scene before it where they hit that armadillo and they like go over to kill it. But then the lady can't bring herself to do it. But then if you look, the armadillo has like this weird ear piercing thing. And apparently, the guy at the gas station wears the same ear piercing. And then the coyote that gets thrown onto their car also has it. So there's that weird thing going on, too. There's this weird ear pierce thing. So
I think, even though I like this one because they did so much with so many people, I feel like they did too much with so many people.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense. Like, I like it, but it was like, you could have left Grandpa out. You could have left the mom out. You could have left the kid out. Like, all these are like, you didn't have to leave them all out, but, you had to, like, trim it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, the guy in the woods, what purpose did he serve? Like, the guy, like, kicks him into the water.
Yeah.
GG. And he comes back later, right? But.
Yeah. It's, and the girl who, like, has been around here that, like, saves Kim Foray at first. And, she's like, the only purpose is she's like, oh, they have traps all over this place and they watch the roads and then they give them the lighter and then she just gets killed right after that.
Yeah, and she's like quiet, hiding by a tree.
Yeah.
All these other people are like screaming and stuff.
And somehow Leatherface finds her. Which, yeah. This made me laugh when I saw it. Apparently, the guy who directed this named Jeff Burr. He was fired toward the beginning of the production. Then no one else accepted the job, so he was rehired to do that movie. So apparently they tried to get Peter Jackson to do this one. Peter Jackson did not do it. Which at the time, I don't know what he had done by then. That Bad Taste movie had been out, but we've never watched that, so...
Yeah, because this was his thing, right? Is that he was making a horror movie or whatever.
Uh-huh.
So
So, this movie had a budget of $2 million. Made a box office of $5.7 million. So,
what was that?
had a budget of $2 million,
Yeah.
made $5.7 million.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, as bad as these movies are, and like, don't get me wrong, they're not AAA titles or nothing, right? Like, it's crazy that they make this amount of money, right? So I know it's not how it works, but let's say you take a movie and it's like 100 grand to make it, but then it makes $1 million, but there's only 4 people that make it.
Yeah.
You pick one of those 4 people and just give them the profits, right?
Yeah.
When you should split it up. But let's say, I give you all the money.
Uh-huh.
That $100,000 film just made you a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, but I wonder, like, I don't know. You said, $2 million to make, but how much of that was licensing fees and stuff?
I want to say this was the first Leatherface movie that was New Line Cinema, which I don't know. I know it's either Leatherface or Jason. Like, one of them did a New Line Cinema movie, it bombed real bad, and then they dropped it. And so they only had, like, one New Line Cinema. I think it's this one. Because the whole thing with they couldn't make Freddy vs. Jason is because New Line Cinema couldn't get, like, the rights to Jason or whatever for a while. So.
New Line Cinema. See, that's why I like Bad Moon. What's the one that does Puppet Master?
Bad Moon? Yeah. New Line's the one that does, like, Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff.
We haven't watched any of those yet.
We haven't.
Surprised. So.
But, do you think, because there's a thing where Viggo Mortensen gets dropped off at the gas station by another hitchhiker, or a guy driving the car, and he's like, all right, drive safe now, or whatever, and, like,
stay safe, yeah.
And then you see Viggo, like, ask the guy to drive him home, or whatever, right? And I'm sure he wasn't, but part of me is like, man, I wonder if these guys would have been all right if he would have drove him home. Which I don't think they would have, but I like to believe maybe Viggo has this weird code where he saves people, or he doesn't kill people who give him a ride.
Yeah, like, if you show me common decency, then I won't kill you.
Yeah.
Like, this is gonna get a little dark, but I feel like that's where, like, we need to be as a society. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, because you see it all the time in movies and stuff, where, like, a guy will be walking on the road with his gas can.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, splash water on him. He's like,
Yeah.
ah! And then at the gas station, the guy's there. He somehow, and then he, like, does a solid for him.
Yeah.
And, like, the people feel bad. Like, oh, that was such an ass, but he was the better man. Blah, blah, blah.
Uh-huh.
But I think it should be, like, much worse than that, where it's like, hey, I couldn't help but notice you didn't give me stab.
Oh,
because, like, people, there's no incentive to do, like, the right thing anymore.
But then you wind up on the butcher's slab.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like,
I don't know. Last time I tried to help someone, the dude kept bumming more money off of me for bus tickets and shit.
Last time you helped someone, you gave him a ride to Walmart to get a battery.
That's very true.
And last time I helped someone, they locked their keys in their car at the gym.
Listen.
So
it was a rough day for that person, I'm sure.
I'm just saying, like, it's okay to help people.
Yeah. We haven't talked about the when they look and they see Viggo Mortensen get shot, and the guy goes, "Oh, he dusted him."
He dusted him.
I was like, "Is that a saying? Do people say that?"
So were they boyfriend girlfriend?
I think they were either boyfriend or girlfriend, or they were married. They were one of them. And then randomly, apparently, if you look at the description, they were a college couple. And I would never have guessed they were in college by looking at them. I thought they were like...
The guy was like pre-med or whatever, right?
Yeah.
She says that or whatever, but I could have... I swear, like, the lady was going, like, out of the country for fun or something just to get away.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I guess we're breaking up or whatever.
Yeah, that was her... Yeah, and they were, like, on the outs or whatever.
And then there's the weird part where, like, Viggo Mortensen's like, hey, honey, you like biscuits? Because I want to jam my... Never mind. So like jelly and jam joke.
Yeah.
But and she's like hitting on him, and he's like, "Can you give me a ride?" She's like, "Maybe," and the guy was like, "No,
Uh-huh.
I'm not doing that." So it's like this lady trying to get dick down in front of her boyfriend, but
Yeah.
she hasn't even. So happy that lady died at the end.
Oh yeah. She lived though.
This time,
I don't know.
so
I don't know. That dude was annoying as fuck. The boyfriend. He was like listening to. I don't know. I didn't like him very much.
he was like changing the tire. He was like, I could use a fucking light. Like I was like, I feel your pain, man. And he was like,
I like the truck that's chasing him like turns on its lights and the guy goes, "Oh my god, it's coming from behind us!" Like, yeah, where else would it? I was like, where else would it be coming from? Yeah.
all right. Did any part of this movie scare you?
No, but I will say the first time, because you get the thing where you see Leatherface, like you don't know it's him at first, but he's walking with like, and his legs getting this weird splint. It's like, which I
Yeah, like the
never,
metal brace or
yeah.
whatever.
And then they're like, what? And then it's like, and he's like, it's real loud. I thought that was a really good jump scare, but it didn't scare me. But I was like, I was like, that was a good scare.
Like I said, I love movies that scare me, and I'm almost positive I've seen this movie before.
No, yeah.
I just didn't remember it enough to comment on it.
I rented this movie from a video place.
So, but good one. Me too. I gotta admit, it's the worst cover art I've ever seen.
It's not good cover art, yeah.
But it's a weird movie. Like I wouldn't even call this really a scary movie, right? It's like I don't know. We have this argument all the time, to where it's like I don't feel like they added any scary like elements or whatever, because they could have had like tons of jump scares in the woods, like easy peasy. So I don't know. This is just like a gory cannibal movie.
Yeah.
So didn't Chop Top want to be in this, but they wouldn't let him or something?
I don't think so. I don't know. I saw that the only people I saw they were talking about returning were they wanted Gunnar Hansen back to play Leatherface from the first one. And once again, they couldn't agree to contracts, which I'm starting to think now Gunnar Hansen just wants way too much money to put on this fucking mask and be Leatherface.
I mean, he does cameos for $30. So.
Well, he's dead. So.
Oh, it's the other one. Who's the other guy?
I don't know who the other guy even is.
Kane Hodder?
That's Kane. That's Jason, yeah.
But that's the guy who does cameos for $30.
Yeah, but so I'm starting to think, because the same thing happened with Texas 2, where they just couldn't come to a deal. So I'm starting to think that Gunnar has his price way too high. And then they wanted Tobe Hooper to come back to direct it, because he had directed the first two. I don't know if I think he wrote the second one, but didn't direct it, or something weird. But they wanted him back in this one, but then he was doing something else, so he didn't do it.
Like, who wrote the first one? Because that one was really good.
That was Toby and some other dude.
Because the second one went off the rails, right? Lick my plate, dog dick, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
this one went off the rails.
Tobe Hooper definitely wrote both of them. He directed both of them too. So
I don't know. Did the gas station attendant give you what's Leatherface's brother's name?
Nubbins.
Is that the guy from the first one who took the picture?
Yeah. It's the saying like, good picture, $5. And I was like,
no, he was like $40, and the lady was like, no, and he was like $36. It was just a weird amount.
Yeah, I was like, they're just doing a Nubbins bit here. I don't know what the deal was.
But I don't know if that's supposed to be the same guy. Because they were like, oh, he's a little touched ever since he lost his job at the meat processing plant.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this the same dude?
I don't know. Hey.
I like
favorite, least favorite? What's you?
It's a hard one. Yeah. My favorite thing in this movie is Ken.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, because he's always got these good lines. He's like, oh, shit! And he's like running out of the way and stuff.
Oh, my dad's leaving. Bye, Dad.
Mine left 9 years earlier.
Oh, no.
I mean, those cigarettes must be pretty far away.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Like my least favorite. There's a lot of stuff I know about this film I didn't like. The mom,
Yeah.
because like it was just weird. Because like
Dog
she had like
stoking.
the trach thing, but it wasn't from like smoking. If you look, someone had
Yeah.
slit her throat
Yeah.
or something, and it was weird. But
Uh-huh.
then random times she'd just be yelling without using it,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, wait, what? So, you know what? No, I take it back. My least favorite part about this movie is the female lead. I thought she was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
When at the end,
I
the
mean,
truck scene was good, but like
yeah.
all the way up to that,
Compared
I
to
was
the other two, yeah. It's like you had Sally in the first one who was just fucking crazy. Just screaming and laughing in the back of the truck. Then you had Stretch who was like actually fighting and like seducing Leatherface and stuff. And then this girl just kind of like was trying to do like a Sally imitation, it seemed like just yelling with the tape. I felt, man, that tape though, they like wrap it all around her head, and all I could think about was, I was like, oh, the hair. I was like, no. So
But yeah, she's probably my least favorite.
yeah,
I know you don't like the boyfriend, but like
yeah,
I don't know. There's not like one scene in this that I thought was like,
yeah,
whatever. I thought it was stupid that the guy saw a chainsaw in the back of that truck and
and
he was like,
yeah,
that's Leatherface.
yeah.
And I'm like, what? But
My
then they showed Leatherface driving later, and I was like, this dude can't spell food.
my favorite part of the movie is Leatherface gets in the truck, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then Kim Foray goes, "Oh shit!" Next shot, he's just under the truck. He's like, and it made me laugh so hard, dude. It was great. But yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the movie. Um, and then least favorite, fucking least favorite. I'll say the random like rock music that was going on when Kim Foray was fighting Viggo Mortensen. And just in the background, it's just like, and like I was
They're
like,
like tussling.
yeah. Which apparently, fun fact, Viggo Mortensen like broke his ribs like on one of those falls or whatever. So shout out to that. But it was just so ridiculous. I was like, what's going on?
If you have the subtitles on, like, I don't know if it's meant to pick it up, or whatever.
Uh huh.
But Ken Foray is like, "Sorry, little guy," and stuff like this when he's like power bombing him. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, he flips him over and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that's what it's supposed to be. But
That's
it was
good.
good stuff. Viggo Mortensen, this isn't his first movie, but he was pretty good in it.
Yeah, he wasn't bad.
Oh, the hook hand guy when he was like, "Not the meat, hit the metal," or whatever.
Yeah.
He said.
Oh boy, if we get some Leatherface in them, you can say whatever they want, whatever you want, about people, but they've never been, so far as we can see, prejudiced towards their food or whatever. But homie in this movie was like, you let the darky get loose and shit. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like, well,
They kept referring to him as dark meat, whatever.
yeah,
And I don't know if that's racist or not.
yeah.
I mean, because he is a black man,
What?
I didn't know. But like, so I don't know if it was just to be like, hey, let the black guy, whatever. But like, I don't know. I didn't think it was racist, but I didn't get that like impression. But what do you?
The dog's fucking like dreaming or some shit. I don't want my dogs having dreams.
You're never leaving the factory.
Yeah,
You'll get a better life.
yeah. Anyway.
That guy never left the house. Like, that's the
No.
weird thing, is that like,
Well, you see his ear get shot off,
it lands
but
on
then
the
you
stove.
never see him again. So, yeah, I don't know what happened.
And he got like 3 fingers blown off his hand,
Yeah.
right? Or 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? That's a really weird scene where he's like, "Hey, can you help me with my Jeep?" He goes, "What do you think these flares are for?" And I was
Yeah.
like, "It's like, who knows, dude? You were
And
just lighting them and throwing
yeah.
them."
And I like Kim Foray was like, okay. And he was still trying to like be nice. He was like, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Did you notice that in this movie, Viggo Mortensen gets the like Leatherface 1 treatment where he's painting his nails up and he's wearing like an apron to cook and everything? And I
No, I
was
didn't.
like, yeah, he's like, because that whole thing with Leatherface was he was supposed to be in the woman role or whatever. And it was like, oh shit, Viggo Mortensen's kind of playing this role now. So, but I just noticed it near the end of the movie. I was like, what?
I did see that, like how like they made Ken be like a practicing army guy or something.
Uh
He was
huh.
like, "I was practicing survival with
Yeah.
some guys." And then later on, they're like, "Hey, you in the army?" He goes, "Nah, I just pretend." I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh," I was like, "Sad face."
Yeah. But so anyway. Oh, all right. Well, thanks for listening
Do you
to.
think they should have named this movie Leatherface though, or do you think they should have called it the Ken for like
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's weird because this one's Leatherface, but then years later they make another Leatherface that's like a prequel to everything or whatever. So anytime I try to look up this movie, the other movie always pops up. I'm like, no, not this one.
this was the hardest movie to find.
Yeah.
Like you type in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, nothing.
Uh huh.
Like it would bring up the original, like the 2008 one, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, Leatherface says it, and you'd have to like go through like the fifth page, and then you find it.
You go on Prime and you type in Texas Chainsaw or whatever, it gives you like the first two and then like the prequel or the remake ones. And then you have to go 3 selections down past like Wrong Turn and like all these other things to get to this movie to find it. But
What's that like the bootleg ripoff one where it has a guy with like the face mask, but it's not Leatherface. It's like a different horror movie.
is that Victor Crowley?
No, I don't know. I don't know
Hatchet?
the name of.
I don't know.
It's Hatchet. That's what it is.
Okay,
Hatchet.
yeah. I've seen Hatchet. I've seen Hatchet and Hatchet 2.
Oh,
They're pretty fun to watch. They're not good, but they're pretty fun. It's got homie. God, what's his name? He's the Candyman dude.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Candyman.
Yeah, the Candyman. God, I can't remember his name, but he's in it.
Thing where like he got $1,000 for each time he was stung by a bee,
Oh fuck yeah.
and he was stung 32 times or something
Yeah.
like that. I was like, hey, make that
Yeah.
money. You know?
The first one also has fucking Freddy in it. I can't
Robert
remember his name.
Englund?
Robert Englund, yeah. It'd be cooler if Freddy was in it. Which then Victor Crowley is played by Kane Hodder, and Victor Crowley's dad. Victor Crowley's the main character, Hatchet. Well, the villain, like the killer or whatever. And then Victor Crowley's dad is played by Kane Hodder. So it's a weird thing.
So randomly in middle school,
Uh-huh.
the book The Hatchet was my favorite
Yeah.
of all time. And it was a story about a plane that crashes and a kid survives, and the only thing he has is his little hatchet.
No, yeah,
And it's like a survival story thing.
yeah.
And this whole time I thought that movie was about that, but apparently it wasn't.
I always confuse Hatchet with, I want to say it's The Hitcher. And whatever it is, there's a scene where like a girl gets tied up in between 2 semi trucks, and then the killer like rips her apart or whatever. And I think years later I heard that was The Hitcher. So it might be, but Hatchet does not have that scene, believe it or not. It does have another gruesome split in half scene. So one day, whenever we cover Hatchet, that'll be fun to watch again. So
Are we all gonna buy hatchets though and like hold them up?
yeah, Hatchet. Okay, real fast. Hatchet has a character in the first one who, spoiler, he dies. Okay, I won't tell you who it is. Yeah, and then I remember looking up the second one, and he's in the second one. And I remember being like, "What?" The second one, he's like, "I'm here to look for my brother," and it's just the same guy. And I thought it was so funny. It was great. It was another beer fest moment or whatever.
Beer fest, yeah, where it's like, hey guys, I know this is kind of weird.
Can you just
Can you
call
call me
me?
by my brother's name?
Yeah. Oh man. So anyway, Look out for Hatchet eventually. Well, all right. So thanks for
I didn't
listening.
make it. I didn't get 3 beers down.
No, I got my Guinness down. That's about it.
That's 1 beer though.
Yeah, that's 1 beer. So anyway, thanks for listening to Texas 3. I don't even know when this one's gonna come out. I think this is still like it's gonna be my pick. So I know what it's gonna be, but I can't tell you here because that would spoil it for the others. So that'll come out.
Who
That'll
others?
come out
It's just
Friday.
me.
I know.
Well, you can edit it in, though.
Yeah, but you know.
Wait, hold on.
Okay.
I just saw this on Twitter or whatever. Is there a new movie called The Dead Army?
Yeah,
And,
it's
like,
a
he was-
Zack Snyder movie,
Yeah,
and it has Batista in it.
with the little glasses.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked at it a lot. I don't know if it's a zombie movie. I assume it's a zombie movie because, you know.
It's called The Dead Army.
Yeah,
If it is,
like-
then I'd be like, refund.
Every time I kept hearing it, and I kept being like, oh, fuck, they're making a Army of Darkness, the Evil Dead
Yeah.
movie. I kept thinking they're making a remake or something of that. But they're not. It's
But
I
it's
kept
Zack Snyder, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like an amazing horror film.
It's at least probably gonna look amazing. I mean, that dude, you can say what you want about him, but like 300 and like Watchmen and shit is shot amazing. Like,
Please tell me more about 300.
it's great.
Oh, it's Sin City. You haven't seen, not 300.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen. Does he do that one?
I don't. It's shot the same way.
Oh,
I'm almost positive it is, but
I think Sin City's a Guillermo del Toro movie.
he's in it, so maybe
Oh.
you're right. Because he likes to be in this stuff.
Let's let me whip out the old phone real fast.
Whip out the old phone.
Yeah,
There was something else. I was gonna say.
2005. I think that might have came out before 300. Oh fuck! Directed by Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez. That's who it is.
Yeah. I wonder how much directing Frank Miller really did. He's the one that wrote the story and
Wrote it,
stuff,
yeah.
but anyway,
Like,
yeah.
if you haven't, you should. All right, this is like. I mean, you can leave it in, whatever.
Uh-huh.
But you should go on Amazon and buy all Frank Miller's comic books. I think you
Oh,
already
yeah.
have his Batman, don't you?
I have his Batman. I have a couple of his, but I have another one that he wrote. Oh, Daredevil, fucking Born Again or whatever.
Yeah,
If you've ever read that, I think is him.
that's the Elektra story, right?
No, that's the one where Kingpin, like, tells everyone, like, he finds out that it's who Daredevil is, and so he goes and like sets up his life. So he gets fired from his lawyer job, and he becomes homeless. And then Daredevil has like a prostitute heroin girlfriend that like sold him out, and it's all this weird shit. Anyway, shout out.
But yeah,
to,
you should. I mean, 300 is really good.
yeah,
I mean, all that stuff's real decent.
yeah.
But if you're looking for something to read.
Yeah. So anyway,
But
yeah. Thanks for listening. Texas Chainsaw 3.
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Real fast before we go.
Sorry for the nerd moment at the end.
There you go. There you go. Look at her.
It was like my dreams.
Yeah. No, she wasn't the one
aspiration.
dreaming. Ben's over in the corner dreaming. You see her crooked ass nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always had the crooked nose. We think she got fucked up when she was a puppy. Because she was the runt of the litter. She had to fight for her food.
There's nothing runty about that dog.
Not no more, bitch. Oh. The teeth of a lion.
I mean, or a wolf, right? Because lions are cats.
Yeah. Ah. Anyway. Thanks for listening.
Hey, wait. When are you
Okay.
going to get a new mask to put on your wall?
I don't know. I'm running out of room. Can't really.
Nah, you get rid of some of that shit. I mean,
Oh yeah. I remember. Yeah, I want to buy funny enough, the Pretty Woman, the Leatherface mask.
I thought you'd be like Julia Roberts. Like, you're like, I'm
Yeah.
going to get a mask of Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Yeah. But soon. So look forward to that.
Nice.
I don't know what other well in this one we got Return of the Living Dead 3 that we got still to do, which I think we only have 2 more of those, so we're almost done with that series. And then There's
You
a
still want to do the Zombie 31?
31 or whatever, yeah.
The Witches of Salem or whatever it is.
There's two of them, yeah. But I think 31 was the more interesting one, it seemed like. So those are coming. So look forward to those. All right.
Puppet Master 17.
Puppet Master 17, yeah. There's a lot of
But I
those.
have a feeling we have like one fan out there who's like, I can't wait.
Can't. Well, he's been holding on since like fucking
Been
5 months
teasing
ago.
all the
Yeah.
time.
I don't
do like
know.
a 5-minute.
A 5 minute, yeah, recap. I don't know
Yeah,
which
we're
one.
gonna do a new show called Smoke Break, and it's just me doing a 3-minute review of a movie.
Uh-huh.
Shit's crazy, stuff happens. See you later. Quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, one day we'll get to Puppet Master. We're skipping whichever one is the recap one or whatever. We're going to whatever one's next.
I mean, I hate to say it, I think we're just skipping all of them. I don't think we'll ever go back to Puppet Master. Man, those movies are hard to watch. Anyways,
They were. Hey, Puppet Master coming soon.
appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share,
Yeah.
buy our merch.
Thanks for watching Return of the Living Dead, the first one. Second 1,000 view video we got. Shout out.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.